Hi, welcome to another installment of Mondays with the Mayor. I'm Clay Walker, the Mayor of the Denali Borough, and this time we look forward to sharing some more information about education funding. Funding education here was one of the main responsibilities we took on when we became a borough in 1990, and we've lived up to that by funding it often to the maximum allowable. And there are a couple different components of the education funding that are kind of interesting and have their own nuances and potentially some changes in the years ahead. So I'd like to kind of run through what those two components are so that everybody knows how we fund our education and what it's tied to and what it might look like in the years ahead. One of the components is the required local contribution, and that's determined based upon the full value determination of the real and personal property in the borough, which is assessed about every 4 years. And currently it's about $364 million, and our required local contribution is 2.65 mils of that full value determination. And that full value determination has changed over time. In fact, in this little history you'll see here in FY17, it was $655,000. The state assessor came and did an assessment of property here in 17, and in 18 our required local contribution went up 47%, up to nearly $1 million, and that's a direct savings to the state of Alaska. It did not result in more money for our district, for our education here. It was a direct savings to the state, and there may be more of that coming. As you see here, we do fund our district to the tune of $2,769,000 this year. We're proud to provide them both that required local contribution and the additional allowable contribution. That's a totally different calculation. It's 23% of the basic need. The two are independent. And again, that one, the required local contribution, saves the state money. And as we look towards the future, we expect it to go up again. In FY22, we'll have another assessment here. There have been some significant improvements, significant new developments in the borough since then in terms of valuation, and we do expect to have an increase in that number in the years ahead. Also, there's talk in Juneau about changing that 2.65 rate up to what's in statute, which I believe is 4 mil. There's talk about that going up, which would be another transfer from the state to local municipalities for education funding. It is a partnership with the state. We do fund about 27% of the school's operating budget. Of course, the rest coming from the state. And as we look to the next segment, next Monday, we'll talk about the other big part of that shared responsibility for education between the borough and the state, and that is the major maintenance of the buildings, which is a big topic, and we'll save that for another Monday with the Mayor. Thanks for listening in. Thanks for learning more about how education is funded here in the Denali Borough. See you next week.